So we're back with a very, very special guest. This is the Kwan Jang Nim himself, Grandmaster Joe Cariati, the president, the founder of the ICTF. Sir, for the people at home who aren't familiar with the ICTF, how long has the ITF been in existence? What was it that drove you to create a new Taekwondo federation?
Well, after the founder passed away, there's been everyone had different views, and I wasn't too happy about their views, and so I, of course, after being in martial arts for so many years, decided to keep values that General Che creates, and that's when we decided to put the ICTF together. That was 12 years ago.
Now, ICTF stands for International Chang Hon Taekwon Federation, is that correct?
Correct. So the Chang Hon is the style that was created way before they actually introduced the first ITF. So before they called it the Chang Hon is that style. And so Grandmaster Nam Tae Hee, which was the second in command, he suggested why create a name where you just choose a style for the name of it. So that was actually his idea to choose Chang Hon.
So that was Grandmaster Nam Tae Hee who named the Chang Hon Federation.
Yes.
Now, many of you may not know that Grandmaster Nam Tae Hee is one of my personal heroes because, the hard-hitting style that he used to use and he used to teach. He actually fought in the Korean War and used Taekwondo to defend himself. So that really, it spoke a lot to me.
That's correct.
So me personally, I'm a doorman, so I need to have something that is practical, that I can use to defend myself. And that really kind of spoke to my spirit. So I'm pleased to hear about that. So, sir, you used to, I know that you've been practicing for a few years.
Only 48 years.
Only 48 years?
Yes.
Okay, so a short period in time if you're looking at a century.
That's correct.
Absolutely. So you used to train with Grandmaster White, my personal first teacher.
Correct. We grew up together as teenagers and under the same groups until, of course, we opened up our own ICTF.
Absolutely.
And still friends, still keeping contact. And it's nice to see some of the younger generation of us now getting to our 60 and 70 and still together as a colleague and friends.
That's good. So when you, Grandmaster White, Grandmaster Creighton, when you guys were in the tournament circuit, what was different about tournaments then than the tournaments that you're hosting now?
Well, the competition was a lot tougher, and being under one larger, Taekwondo group, we had competition.
Larger divisions, more competition.
Anyone that that claimed close to the top final, it was a struggle to get there. And once you get there, it's like you accomplished something.
Yeah. You have to prove something.
You have to prove it, and it was hard. It's gonna take a while now to get to that level.
I see you kind of smiling as you're reminiscing. Do you miss those days?
Well, of course, when you look at these young guys right now, and you think to yourself when you were at that age, the drive that we had and the friendship. Now they're doing it,
it's good to
themselves.
See.
It is.
It's good to see the growth.
Yes.
So for the practitioners, for the competitors today, if there was something that you would think that they would take from competing in the tournaments, not necessarily for their martial arts, but for everyday life, what are they taking from competing in tournaments to take with them in their daily journeys?
Well, as you know yourself as a martial artist, it's like getting anywhere. It's not that easy. Working at it, how many push-ups can I do, how many setups can I do, how high can I kick, how many kicks can I do in a second, and things like that. It drives you to the maximum. So it's hard work, and when you actually go in the real life, that hard work is for you. It's nothing anymore because you have been doing it all your life.
Yeah.
So, and I notice a lot of the younger generation right now that they are in martial art, and when they go into the life force of work, for them it's like, oh yeah, but I don't have a problem because I'm used to this pressure,
Yes.
And it is nice to see that they become a lot more successful than the average person.
That's very good. That's very good. So we're impacting people's lives, not just their,
100%.
not through exercise, not only through the martial arts.
No,
we're impacting their lives.
Exactly. You see brothers and sisters made when they were 3-4 years old, and now 20, 30, 40 years later still together as friends.
Yeah.
Made through Taekwondo, which is great.
I like that. I like that very much.
Yeah.
So for the ICTF as a federation, multinational already.
Correct.
How many nations is the ICTF functioning with?
Well, we're now like our stronger market really. We like Malaysia is one of the biggest country, and I've been there already probably about 15 times, and they like the training, which is I can push them to the limit. They like tradition,
good,
and they like that we actually have a structure identical everywhere. They like that we don't have meeting in closed doors.
Everything out in the open.
All in the open. The rules are there for everyone. When you're an instructor, you have the same rules as everybody else. And like the organization, it's sad to say it because if it's beneficial for them, they would do it. If it's not, they won't do it. And that,
you need something kind of across the board. Everybody kind of
all the rules, all the guidelines, and then you can go wrong.
That's it. So for the future, where are we going as ITF for the future?
Well, right now we are. Something very exciting, and for the last 3 years we have been working with what is called ICTF Expansion Committee through the military. And as you heard this morning from Major Blanchett, we have the opportunity to open up 52 locations across Canada. We've been working very hard, and so far we have 3 locations, and by the end of the year we're aiming for 2 more.
That's wonderful.
So it's nice now that we have the Minister of Sports that they understand what we are trying to do, and I know it is beneficial for everyone, family, friends, and to keep together and try to keep the standardization through the army. It is very important. So now when the military family gets moved from one province to another, they continue exactly whatever province they are, they're going to be teaching.
And it's all under the ICTF, so it will be the same curriculum, they can fit right in.
Exactly, 100%.
That's wonderful. I like this. So, Woodbridge Taekwondo, this is the home school.
That's correct.
If anybody is in the Woodbridge area, even if they're not in the Woodbridge area, but they want to travel to Woodbridge, because it's definitely worth coming to train with the Kwan Jang Nim, how can they get a hold of you? Where do they find you, sir?
Well, they can go to woodbridgetaekwondo.com, and our website is there. We do offer 23 locations across Ontario, where they are my students, so everything is identical, and started from Lakeshore all the way to Scarborough, all the way to Windsor, and to Markdale. And it's nice to see my own students follow my footsteps.
I like this very much, sir. Very, very much. This is a gentleman who leads by example, who exemplifies the tenets of Taekwondo: courtesy, integrity, self-control, perseverance, indomitable spirit. Thank you so much, Grandmaster. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.